Hey everyone, welcome to the Wisconsin Whistle. I'm your host, Dan Vachalek. We're going to be talking about the Packers this weekend, big wild card matchup against the Philadelphia Eagles. Also talk about the Bucs. They got a nice matchup against Wemby and the San Antonio Spurs. Debuting on ESPN tonight at 8:30 p.m. That will be the second game on the two doubleheader tonight. Marquette got a big win at home last night. I'll be covering some of that. Since this is my first show and I wasn't able to talk about the Devin Williams trade to the Yankees, we'll be discussing that along with some other trades that happened. One with the Texas Rangers. Going to talk about the Wisconsin Badgers, both their basketball program that's doing well this year and also their football program that unfortunately did make the bowl game schedule this year. Rather disappointing to see, but we'll discuss that and the changes that are being made and what we got looking forward to next season and this off season. Start off with a slight introduction with me, and then our sponsors are going to have something to say, and then we'll get right into that. Make sure to check me out on Twitter at Dyhard and at the Wisconsin Whistle ESR. We have our main account, IE Sports Radio, on Twitter. We're live there. We're live on YouTube. So check that out. Make sure to give us a follow. I look forward to being your host this year. This is an exciting opportunity. So let's get right into this. Basically, sorry, just bear with me. This is my first time, so I'm getting a little used to everything here. Should go smooth each time for many more episodes here. Just want to start off with an introduction of myself. My name's Dan. Started with the moniker a diehard baseball fan. Right now, it would be diehard football fan, but started with that on a site called Fan Nation when I was about 12 years old. Asked my uncle, hey, what's a site for, sports rumors, football, baseball, basketball? He said, hey, check out Fan Nation. I went on there just as something to chat with some people. Wanted to read, up-to-date news, stuff that was going to be popping off, some rumors on where players are going to go, everything like that. Ended up turning into a great site for me. Met a lot of great people, debated sports. I was on there about 10 years. Ended up getting opportunities to write on websites, participate in roundtables, have my own blogs. Got a couple contracts to write on websites. 15 years old, getting a contract to write on a website. It was pretty impressive. It led me to actually work at a radio station when I was 17, senior in high school. And I worked there covering the Brewers in their locker room, covering the Bucs. I remember doing the Bucs draft down at their practice facility that's now moved. Big, huge Brewers, Packers, Bucs, Badgers, Marquette fans, NASCAR fans. Football is my sport. That's every Sunday. That's what I watch. Don't interrupt me on Sundays. I'm watching football. First sports memory involves football. It's the Packers winning Super Bowl 31 against New England, 35-21, led by Brett Favre. I remember being at my grandma's house watching that in a Favre jersey, about 3 years old then. I've always loved sports. It's been a passion of mine. So this is a fantastic spot and opportunity for me to start, actually diving into my passion. So let's not waste any time. Let's get to our sponsors. I just want to shout out Planet Jerky and Seal the Deal. You're listening to the Wisconsin Whistle right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports.
Hi, eSports Radio fans. This show is brought to you by Planet Jerky Premium Brisket Beef Jerky. Planet Jerky is the official jerky of the 2022 California League champion Lake Elsinore Storm, Single A affiliate of the San Diego Padres. This all brisket jerky has gluten-free options, contains no MSG, no sodium nitrate, is low in sugar, and high in protein. Go to their website at planetjerky.net and follow them on Instagram at Planet Jerky. Planet Jerky, the jerky that's on a whole other planet.
Rise and shine. It's 4 a.m. The stars are still out. The sun is beneath the horizon, but it's time to punch in and go to work. The comfort of your warm-ups turns into the grinding out of your reps as the clinking and the clanking of the plates create a symphony of euphoria. There's no other feeling like it. Earn it, burn it, and take what's yours. IE Sports Radio has proudly partnered with Vital Apparel, a brand that not only fits great, but also promotes and donates to mental health research. Use our code IESR to get 15% off their comfortable and inspiring gym wear and help them on their amazing journey to support mental health. Go hard, take part in your iron therapy, and be strong. Because when your mental health is as strong as you are, there's no telling how far you'll go.
Hey there, IE Sports Radio fans. Be sure to check out our sponsor, Seal the Deal Wax Seals by Cecilia B. You just finished your very own wedding or baby shower invitations and you're looking for that extra special touch? Maybe you just wrote a letter to a relative or a friend and you want to add to their smile when they receive it. Then seal the deal with Cecilia's handmade sealing wax stamps for your invitations, letters, and gifts. You bring the deal, we'll bring the seal. You can find them on Instagram at sealthedeal_wax stamps and on Facebook, Seal the Deal Wax Seals.
For the last 10 years, IE Sports Radio has been bringing you amazing content ranging from interviewing legendary athletes, coaches, and other authorized media personnel to building tailor-made shows dedicated to all major sports cities around the country. Make sure to follow us at IE Sports Radio on X, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube to keep up with the latest in sports and with all of our shows. Also, make sure to check out our daily updated website at iesportsradio.com. At iesportsradio.com, you can see our daily show schedule and check out all of our show pages with personal bios to learn a little bit more about each of our awesome hosts. In addition to our show pages, you can catch the IE Sports Radio blog, Hall of Fame, Fans of the Month page, and our merchandise shop including t-shirts, tank tops, caps, long sleeves, hoodies, and more. For now over a decade here at IE Sports Radio, we've continued to be by the fans, for the fans, and we thank you all for your support and for making IE Sports Radio your direct feed for all that is sports.
All right. So we're going to jump right into this show. The Packers, Eagles. Last 2 weeks haven't been impressive at all. I'm very disappointed in what's been going on. Against the Vikings, Packers looked like garbage, absolute garbage. Couldn't move the ball. Nothing happened on offense. Defense allowed everything to go through. I mean, every single throw completed 5 yards off the receiver. It was awful to watch. I was irate. I was so mad sitting on the couch I could have threw my fist through the wall. It was awful to watch. In a game that really mattered, really could have moved the Packers up to the 6th seed, really made a difference, make a statement, and they just dropped the ball. It was awful. Just absolutely terrible. And then you follow that up with just a poor showing against the Chicago Bears. It was even worse. It was just embarrassing on both. So I'll bring up some stats that I have from the Vikings game that I think are important to see. Sam Darnold absolutely torched us. 33 of 43, 377 yards, 3 touchdowns. He had that 1 interception. It just didn't really make a difference, though, at all. Nothing. Carrington Valentine had that interception. It just made no difference. We only allowed 69 yards rushing on the ground, 2.7 yards per carry. Aaron Jones, 12 carries, 47 yards. Cam Akers, 6 carries, 18 yards. However, he had that little screen that ended the game for us. For some reason, the Packers felt like, hey, we could sit around and do nothing the whole game, literally the whole game. And then when it comes to, 7-8 minutes to go, let's run the ball. Let's move the ball down the field and score. Yeah, that's not going to work. That's not going to cut it. They just ran out of time, lost by 2. Big thing here, though, is Christian Watson was out, and this is the offense that we're going to get without him. Against the Chicago Bears, he came in. I don't know if he should have played. Maybe should have rested him, but played him. Tore his ACL. He's out. We won't see him again this year. Other problem, Jordan Love, injured hand, elbow actually. Shaking his hand, everyone thought that he was just, hey, he got a hand injury. And then Packers reported probably 5 minutes after he came out of the game, it was a sore elbow, questionable to return. Found out, funny bone. So he should be good to go this weekend. But I guess the Vikings are just terrible. That's the big thing that we have to get going, though, is Jordan Love. He's got to figure out how to move this offense without Christian Watson. We have Tucker Kraft, a big tight end. He's just been doing a fantastic job all year, especially when Luke Musgrave's been out. We have Musgrave back as well to help. Romeo Doubs has to get off to a fast start. But this Packers team is going to really rely on the run game by Josh Jacobs all season long. That's what's really been the big killer in the offensive boost that we've had. I remember in week, 2 or 3 when we played the Colts, and it was week 2. I mean, we just stuffed it down their throat. They knew what was going to happen. Malik Willis had to come in that game, and they knew that we were going to run the ball. And that's exactly what we did the whole game. Ended up winning 16-10. Then we played Tennessee. Malik Willis didn't really have much of a run game from Jacobs, as Willis was the high rusher that game. And Willis brought us to a victory, 30-14. Love came back against Minnesota. Same thing as what happened 2 weeks ago. The way we played against the NFC North is not going to win us not one playoff game. I'm surprised we even made the playoffs how we played against the NFC North. Luckily, our schedule was relatively easy. We beat teams we were supposed to beat: San Francisco, Miami, Jacksonville, Houston, Arizona. We beat the Rams. They didn't have Puka, didn't have Cooper Kupp. Beat Tennessee, Indianapolis. I mean, we beat teams we were supposed to beat. New Orleans, we shut out. But teams we were supposed to be competitive against if we want to win a Super Bowl weren't. Detroit lost twice. Minnesota lost twice. Chicago should have lost twice. One on a blocked field goal. So This week against Philadelphia, we're going to have to do some things to win this game. And I have 3 keys to winning this game. And I just spoke on one. Getting Josh Jacobs running. Get him going. 1,329 yards on the season, 4.4 yards per carry average. Yes, he did have a couple fumbles recently, but he went, 11 weeks, 11, 12 weeks with no fumbles, carried the offense. You get him going, you're going to open up this passing game. You're going to stack the box against us. Jordan Love could open up that passing game. The big thing here for the Packers is their wide receivers. They could throw to anybody. Wicks, Bo Melton, Luke Musgrave, Dobbs. You have Tucker Kraft. I mean, literally, you could throw to anybody out there, and they're going to move the ball. It's hard to defend. It doesn't matter if you have the best defense in the world or not. With the amount of weapons that they have, Malik Heath. I mean, they just have a big, huge group of wide receivers. They can throw it to everybody, and it doesn't matter. You push that ball down Philadelphia's throat, you're able to open up that passing game and start moving the ball. And the big thing, too, that killed us against them in week 1 in Brazil, while the field was garbage, everybody was slipping all over the place. It's scoring touchdowns. We had an interception on Jalen Hurts right away, first drive of the game. Get a field goal. Couldn't move the ball. Great field position, a field goal. Okay, that's fine. Points on the board. Next, fumble. They get a fumble snap. Great field position. Can't do anything. Field goal. Well, we lost by 5. So what does that tell you? Score touchdowns. Against the who was it? It was against the Vikings, too. Couldn't score a touchdown first half, their first matchup. Whole first half, 28-0. I mean, that was awful. 28-0 and came back second half. Can't have a slow start. That starts with Josh Jacobs. The next key that I have to winning this game is to limit Saquon Barkley. Saquon Barkley was a 2,000-yard rusher this season. If he played Week 18 against the Giants, he would have broke Eric Dickerson's record. They did the right thing and rested him. We have to limit him. He had 3 touchdowns, 2 rushing, and a receiving touchdown against us in Brazil. Just torched us. Can't let that happen. You have to control him, force Jalen Hurts to pass. He's coming off a concussion that forced him to miss multiple games. He was actually just cleared today to practice. He was at practice throwing the ball around, doing some drills. So he will be playing this weekend. It is playoff Jalen Hurts, so we'll see what the big difference is there. But that's what we're going to have to force Philadelphia to do, is throw the ball to Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown and just see if they can score on us throwing the ball. We have a good defense with Jeff Hafley taking over. I've been really happy with him. Got to get pressure, though. Corners, safeties, I mean, you got to get pressure. We don't have Jair Alexander. He was placed on IR. That's a weird situation with me. They said he tore his PCL weeks ago, but each week he's kind of on there practicing. He's in practice, or he might play, he might not play. Then all of a sudden game time comes. Nope, he's not going to play, or he plays a snap and then he's done. It's just a weird situation. He should have had this taken care of from the start. He'd probably be healthy by now. Just an odd situation that's going on with him. He's missed a lot of important games. But Keyshawn Nixon's going to have to step up big. Going to have Carrington Valentine step up big. Those are those 2 corners that are filling in right now. Xavier McKinney, what a signing has he been. He's even had a sack this year on top of 8 interceptions. Started off the season with, 7 in a row, 7 games in a row with an interception. I mean, you couldn't ask for a better signing. I can't believe the Giants got rid of him and Saquon. But the secondary is going to have to really be on their toes here. Edgerrin Cooper, he's our diamond in the rough. Not only is he a huge presence pass rushing, getting to the quarterback each game, but he could cover. He could drop back and cover tight ends. He could drop back and cover Saquon. He's fast, physical. I just love what he's done this year. 3.5 sacks, 87 total tackles. He's got an interception, 4 pass defense, forced a fumble. He's just been fantastic for us. Just getting him in the game, involved, making a difference is going to be the big key. But we're going to really have to stop Saquon Barkley. That we can't allow him to throw up 109 yards rushing, 3 touchdowns in game 1. Just can't allow that. Force Jalen Hurts to throw the ball. He had 2 interceptions against us in Brazil. This year hasn't been his best either. On the season, he had 18 touchdowns. He did have 5 interceptions, 2,903 yards. But the whole story this year for the Eagles has been the passing game hasn't been the same. Saquon's been carrying them, which, I mean, it's Saquon. With 2,000 yards rushing, they're going to carry an offense. The other thing is the Eagles have a really stout defense, one of the best in the league. So that brings me to key 3, limit mistakes. Like I said, 2 field goals on the 2 first drives against the Eagles in week 1 can't happen. Last week against Chicago, final drive, force a fumble to DJ Moore on a screen. What do the Packers do? They get it with, 158 left in the game. What do? Nothing. 3 plays, nothing. Kick a 55-yard field goal, take a lead. While they take the lead, they let the Bears get 58 seconds, I believe. 58 seconds, 57 seconds left to go in the game. And somehow Caleb Williams managed the clock, drove right down the field enough for them to kick a field goal, win the game 24-22. Big thing there, can't do field goals. Field goals are not going to win us the game. Not in the playoffs, not in the regular season. You're going to have to score touchdowns, get in the end zone, score touchdowns, and that's just what we're going to have to do to win. There was a couple things that went on, mistakes. Those are going to have to be really just stop. Just stop doing the mistakes. Offsides on the Minnesota field goal. I think that was before halftime, but there was a field goal. Minnesota kicked it, missed it. We were offsides. I didn't see it, but it was called. Can't do anything about it. It was called. That's what the facts were. So can't do that. Let them kick it again. Hey, timeout was called. All right, they get a third time and they kicked it. Difference maker. Against Detroit, kicking field goals, not scoring touchdowns against Detroit in both matchups. Again, really hurt us. Penalties have killed us. Dropping balls have killed us. Defense not getting pressure on the quarterback. Again, that was against Minnesota. Absolutely no pressure. Gave Sam Darnold all the time in the world to throw everywhere. You can't do that. I've always been a big stickler on pressure, starting with the trenches. The Eagles, that's where they start with. That's where they've been for the past several years, and that's how they win games, the trenches. Get that defensive line in there, make a good pressure on the opposing offensive line, make that quarterback throw. They only get 3 seconds in the pocket, and that's a long time in the NFL. Make them throw the ball. Throw it. They're not going to make good decisions in 2 seconds. They're going to force throws. You have a good secondary. You have people who could cover, catch. Xavier McKinney, like I said, he could get interceptions. When the Packers won the Super Bowl against the Steelers in 2011, 2010, they had a good-ass defensive line, and they were able to force turnovers, and that's what really made the difference and carried them to that Super Bowl. So that's what my big thing is for them this year is just get that pressure on. You don't have to have the best secondary in the world. If you have a great trench line on defense, get that pressure in. You're going to force turnovers. You're going to move the ball on offense when you get it. That's a big thing. Also, keeping Jordan Love in the pocket. Like I said, Eagles have a great defensive front. They're going to get that pressure on Jordan Love. They're going to do exactly what I expect the defense to do. And Jordan Love has to make sure that he's poised in the pocket, play action, and that starts with getting Josh Jacobs running. We also have Emmanuel Wilson that's been great as a backup. We need to get him going as well. We could counter both. We could have both in the lineup at one time. I mean, on the field at one time. Get them both going. Emmanuel Wilson had 14 carries, 73 yards, and a touchdown against the Bears. I mean, he was really moving the ball, looked good all season. It's been nice to have a secondary back that we can move to. And, I won't even be opposed to playing some Chris Brooks. 8 carries, 59 yards, 7.4 yards per carry against the Bears. I really wouldn't be opposed to, having him see a couple plays here and there, give some people some rest. Those are the 3 keys that we're going to have to do. Start with the run game, get pressure on the Eagles and Jalen Hurts, make him throw the ball. Let's say we get the ball first, go down, score a touchdown. Eagles are going to play from behind, and they're at home. Now they're going to be forced to throw the ball. We make a good stop, defensive presence, and go score another touchdown, 14-0 in the first quarter. That's going to be lovely. That's going to be really hard for Philadelphia to get back in rhythm. Their fans aren't going to be happy. They're at home. All the momentum will be with us. We limit Saquon Barkley and force Jalen Hurts to throw the ball. We're going to be in good shape for this game. I'm really excited for this game. It's going to be a 3:30 p.m. kickoff on Sunday. It seems to be our slot that we like. So, let's get this game going. Let's limit mistakes. Let's play like we're supposed to. We've played games against the Saints, actually. We've played games where they've been perfect. They've been great games. And this is really how we should go out there and play. If we play how we should play, this game should be a no-brainer for the Packers. I can't believe that they lost as many games as they did against the NFC North. I really can't. How we played against the Vikings both times, fourth quarter, second half, that's how if we played the whole game like that, we would have smoked both teams. Watching the Vikings play against the Lions Sunday night, I was dumbfounded. The Lions with nobody on defense, they have 12, 13 guys on IR. Terrion Arnold went down with an injury, and Sam Darnold couldn't do anything. In the red zone 2-3 times, had 4 downs to do something at the 3-yard line, 2-yard line, forced to 4 and out. They got constant pressure, and they don't have Aiden Hutchinson, Alim McNeil. I mean, they're missing a lot of guys on defense. And they made Sam Darnold look like the New York Jets Sam Darnold. Why couldn't the Packers do that? And we have good players. So I think the Packers can win this game. I'm confident. I'm always confident. I'm always rolling with them. I hope you guys think that the Packers can win this game. I hope you're confident like I am. But I'll throw a prediction out there. I hate doing predictions. But I'll throw one out there. I think the Packers are going to win. It's going to be a weird score. I just think some weird stuff's going to happen. It always does, always happens. Scores are never pretty. They're never 28-24, something like that. It's always some weird scores. So I'm going to throw out there a 29-26 victory for the Packers. I think they're going to get rolling fast, get going. Josh Jacobs is going to come in. I think he's got 2 touchdowns in him this week. Jalen Hurts isn't going to do much. I think he's going to throw 2 interceptions. I think actually probably the first or second drive of the game, he's going to toss an interception. I think the second half, too, when they're trying to come back, he's going to throw one. I think there's going to be some mistakes in this game from Green Bay. We see it every week, and that's why I think it'll be within a 3-point margin. Not even sure what the line is on this game. I'm actually going to pull that up and see if I can pull. Yep. So Green Bay's plus 4.5 right now, plus 195 on a money line. So, people aren't really seeing Green Bay is going to win. I don't know what the open bets are right now, but over-under is 44.5. It's actually dropped. So that's dropped 2 points since what they opened with. 29-26 score. That's going to be over. Philly also opened at -3.5. Now they're at -4.5 spread. So I think Jalen Hurts made that difference. If they had to go to Tanner McGee, that'd be tough for Philly on offense. Kenny Pickett, I think, would have been the better option. He has more experience. I'm just worried for Jalen Hurts. I hate when someone's injured, but I'm just a little worried that, I like to play the best players. I want to see both teams have the best players. I love the Packers when they win. I don't care who they win against, but I want to see them win against Jalen Hurts. I don't want to see Jalen Hurts get hurt, take a big sack or something, and all of a sudden he's dealing with that concussion again. Yeah, you don't know what's going through his mind, how that concussion is really affecting him. You missed 3 some weeks. If he didn't practice today, he probably wouldn't have played this weekend. So that was a serious concussion if he missed that much time. So I don't know how he'll be if he gets hit or not. Will he stay in the game? I hope so. I hope to see him the whole game. Bad thing, Eagles are 8-1 at home. So we'll see how we do. I have a lot of confidence in the Packers. I think they could win. Just get pressure, limit Saquon Barkley, score touchdowns, find pay dirt, get in there. And I think this is going to be a good game, really good matchup. Look forward to it. That's about it for the Packers here. I want to stay on topic of football. So I'm going to start with the Badgers. I have to put my hand on my head over the Badgers. I think they made like 20-some straight seasons of a bowl game. This year finished 5-7. The offense was garbage. I mean, horrible. I have some stats. They averaged 153.7 yards rushing on the season. Not too bad, but that's 78th in the nation. Passing game hasn't been great in previous seasons, but they were 101st in the nation. That's out of like 122 teams or 120 teams. 196.7 yards passing on the season for 100th overall offense. They brought in a guy from UNC. His name escapes me right now. Jeez, I can't think of his name. But they brought him in from UNC, supposed to bring an air raid offense, and just didn't air raid anything. He air raided his way to a new job because there was no air raid. We dealt with some injuries at the quarterback position. Van Dyke got injured right away. Mordecai wasn't good at all. Couldn't do nothing. Running was bad. I mean, Badgers are known for their running. They're known for that. They've had multiple running backs come out of the league or come out of the program. So let's see. It was Melvin Gordon that came out. Braylon Allen, fantastic running back. He came out. Jonathan Taylor, he came out of the program. Big offensive line guys, as really made a difference. They weren't there this year. It just didn't seem like it was a Badgers football team this year. I didn't really know too many players like I usually do. There wasn't an interest in watching the game like there was in years past. I mean, we had Michael Bennett in 2000 with 1,600 yards rushing. Let's see. We had what did Jonathan Taylor do? Look this up real quick. Well, Monty Ball, I remember that, 2011, 1,900 yards rushing, 33 touchdowns. I mean, he didn't do anything in the NFL, but, geez, was he a stud for us. 1,830 in 2012. I mean, just carried the offense. Melvin Gordon, 1,600 next year. Then we had 2,500 total yards from Melvin Gordon in 2014. 29 touchdowns. Just insanity that we were able to really pull out of the program. Remember we had Joe Thomas come out of the program. Jonathan Taylor actually had 2,000 yards seasons. Just pulled this up now. I'm looking at it. 2017, Jonathan Taylor, 299 attempts, 1,977 yards. 2018, 307 attempts, 2,194 yards. 2019, 320 attempts, 2,000 yards rushing. I mean, that's what you expect from the Badgers. And we didn't get that. Didn't get that at all this year. Didn't even get a bowl game. That can't happen. That can't happen. So the Badgers decided to make some moves. Right now, according to 247 Sports, they're the number 12 transfer class. That's great. That's great. Van Dyke left. He went to SMU. Goodbye. You can go down there and ruin their offense. They brought in Jeff Grimes, new OC from Kansas, and they brought in Jordan Reed as a wide receiver coach from Western Michigan. Now, Jordan Reed, I'm really pumped about him. He had his receivers had 167 of the 247 receptions. He had Kenneth Womack lead the MAC with 76 receptions for 691 yards and was first team All MAC. Badgers are going to need that leadership from young guys. They added Ohio State transfer Jaden Ballard, Idaho standout Mark Hamper, and signed a 4-star recruit Eugene Hilton. So hopefully this offense can start moving with new changes on offense. We have Bryson Green that graduated. Will Pauling went to Notre Dame. He left, and C.J. Williams went to Stanford. I don't know why he went to Stanford. I guess he likes losing. But Will Pauling wants to be on a competitor. He was probably our best receiver that we had. Him leaving is going to help. That's 3 of the 5 top pass catchers. Our defense was good, though. We did have a good defense. We brought in, I think it's 6. Corey Walker from Western Michigan on the D-line. Joins Parker Peterson from Tulane. Mason Rieger from Louisville. Charles Perkins from UT Martin. And Michael Garner from Grambling State. We allowed 165 rushing yards per game, which was 91st in the nation. Not the best. But our pass defense was great. 177.7 passing yards allowed per game. 14th in the nation. Only 13 teams are better than us defending the pass, and we got 5 wins. We were 41st overall on defense. Not bad. The biggest game of the year that I really, really enjoyed was that 16-13 loss to Oregon. We were competitive the entire game. They were number 1 in the nation at the time, and it was just fun to watch. I thought that they could really do something. Thought they could really actually pull out that game. We were up 13-6 going into the fourth quarter. Allowed Oregon to score 10 unanswered points. That was the potential that I thought we could see. Tawee Walker had 97 yards rushing. Darian Dupree had 33 yards rushing, our top rushers. Didn't really pass too much. 96 yards passing from Braden Locke. It was a big defensive matchup all game. Forced Dylan Gabriel to have an interception. But Jordan James really killed us, 121 yards rushing and a touchdown. Badgers just really have to just be better on offense. I mean, the defense held up their part of the game, their end. I really thought that the Badgers could have pulled that out, but the defense really crumbled at the end. But not being able to score points or have any sort of passing game with an 18.7 QBR from Braden Locke, 18.7. That is just – I could have been out there and did that. 12 of 28. Jeez. They just could have had me at quarterback, and I would have did a better job than that. And I can't throw a ball without pain in my arm. So what am I? But that's just – we can't have that. So hopefully the Badgers this year are going to be better. I just want to see that offense change. They did make a switch. Kenny Guyton moved from wide receiver coach to QB's coach. It's our fourth wide receivers coach. I think no, third wide receivers coach in 4 years. I don't know if Guyton from wide receiver coach to QB's coach, why or what history he has as a QB's coach, but hopefully it works out. Hopefully it does. Badgers do well. They were one of the only programs ever to have both their basketball and their football make the college playoffs, March Madness and the bowl season for, I think it was like 18 years until the Badgers missed a couple of years ago in basketball. And now they missed the bowls and this year. I want to see what their schedule is for next year. If it's up, no, I don't see it being up. But enough about football here. We're going to take a break, listen to a couple sponsors here, a couple sponsor shows. And then we'll jump into some Bucks basketball and talk some Brewers.
What's good, fight fans? It's your boy, Marcus Los Great, here to give you what you want, here to give you what you need. Yeah, man. Yeah. I'm coming to you live, straight from your mama's basement with a crispy, awesome white tea. We are coming to you live every Tuesday at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Powered by IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports.
Everybody, this is Darren Rodriguez. Are you a fan of volleyball? Are you a fan of Thunder Spikes? Then I have the show for you, Set Point, where I cover NCAA men's and women's volleyball, high school boys and girls volleyball, beach volleyball, and even professional volleyball. Catch the action every week here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports.
All right, everyone. You're listening to the Wisconsin Whistle right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. Let's talk Bucks. I got a nice matchup tonight against Wemby and the San Antonio Spurs. Really excited for this game. Spurs are 18-18. Bucks are 18-16. Just super pumped for this game. I think it's going to be a fantastic matchup. Last year was Giannis between Giannis and Wemby. That was great. Great down to the wire matchup. We got a what's Wemby? 7'4", 7'5", and Giannis. I love watching both of them play. I think Wemby's the next star in the league. 25.6 points per game, 10.8 rebounds per game. Just a dominant force in San Antonio. I think he won Rookie of the Year last year easily. He could do a lot on the floor. Last game against Chicago, 23 points, 14 rebounds. Against Denver in overtime, 20 points, 23 rebounds. And then the day before on Friday the 3rd, 35 points, 18 rebounds. He's a force. He's going to be dangerous. We have to just limit him. He's going to score. no doubt about it. No problem in allowing him to score. There's nothing you could do about it. So what the Bucks are going to have to do is they're going to have to make sure that they keep up with that. Give Giannis the ball. Let him score 31.6 points per game on the year, 11.6 rebounds. He's having an MVP caliber season. It's, the problem that we've had this year is the lack of energy and focus. No way we should have dropped 3 games against the Nets, 3 or 4 against the Nets. Then we went out again. Who did we just play? Nets and we just played the Raptors. That was a great victory, well needed. Portland, that was who we played. We played Portland and lost, and went on a 20-0 run. 20-0 run. Still lost by 3. Last couple games, the problem, Lillard really dropped the ball at the end. Antetokounmpo dropped the ball as well. Didn't make a layup. Then Lillard forced a 3. Didn't make either one in either game. Can't put us in a position where you have to take a last-second shot. That's not the way to win a game. That's not the way to carry a team. You got to be in a good position where force the other team to take that last-second shot if you're going to force anyone to do it. Also, some bigger news that I wanted to share. So Chris Middleton's been benched. Not benched as in the sense of like football where you're benched, you're not going to get in the game. He's just been taken out of the starting lineup right now while he's on a minutes restriction and dealing with injury management. Taurean Prince is going to be starting in his place. Middleton's been in 12 games for us since coming back from his regular routine surgery in the offseason. Bucks have been 7-5 since he's came back. 12.7 points per game, 5 assists per game, 4.4 rebounds per game, 44.7 from the field, and 40.4 from 3. Taurean Prince hasn't been, too much of just like a shoe knocker, but 7.5 points per game, 1.9 assists, 3.9 rebounds, 44.9 and 44.5 from 3 and field goal. The problem is when the Bucks have all 3 guys, Lillard, Giannis, and Middleton out there, they've been outscored by 6.8 points per 100 possessions, and they only score 104.3 points per 100 possessions, which is one of the worst in the league. As a big 3, we just can't have that type of stuff going on. The big key in the past recent seasons have been when the big 3's been on the floor, Bucks have been dominant. They've been winning. They needed them on the floor and just could never find everybody healthy at the same time. Now this year it seems to be the opposite. Middleton seems to be that problem, I guess, addition. But the other thing, too, is Lillard and Antetokounmpo haven't been the best together either. I really would like to see a change made before the trade deadline. I would trade Middleton. I don't know who's going to take him. His contract's huge. I don't even know what he's making, but his contract's huge, and I don't know who's going to really want him. He has surgery every offseason. I mean, almost every single offseason. He misses games routinely. He's not here often. He's older, 33. I can't really think of who would want him or who'd give up enough to make it worthwhile trading him off. But enough of that. Let's talk about their win against the Toronto Raptors. It was a great win. Giannis missed the whole fourth quarter. We still won by 128 to 104. Giannis ended up cutting up his hand, needed stitches. I heard a quote last night from Giannis that he told his wife about his hand cut, and his wife said that she won't leave him over it. I thought that was hilarious. He likes to make his little jokes and stuff with the media, which is always fun. Giannis is fun. Real disappointing thing I saw on CBS Sports. They made predictions top of the new year for the next, I think, 5 seasons in the NBA, and they said the Bucks are going to trade Giannis by 2026. I would hate that. Absolutely hate that. I don't want him gone at all. Keep him in Milwaukee. Do whatever it has to take. I'd rather trade Damian Lillard and the whole roster than trade Giannis away. He's been here since the start. Watched him develop. He was so skinny and small when he joined the league, and he bulked up, put on muscle, and he's just been a dominant force since multiple MVPs. Won us a championship. I remember going down there. That was fun. That was super fun. I can't. Don't let him go. Don't trade him. Speaking of Giannis, though, the Raptors had put a lot of pressure on the inside of the paint. They made the Bucks go to the 3-point line. Bucks had one of their best performances this year from the 3-point line. Shot 22 of 44. That was their best performance outside of their game against Detroit on December 3rd, where they shot 23 of 41. 9 different Bucks hit threes. Dame was 5 of 8. Bobby Portis was even 4 of 6. Big Bobby was getting some 3 action. Giannis had 10 assists in the first half out of his total of 13. 7 of those were 3-point assists, which was, that you can't ask for something better than that. That was a big difference. With the Raptors blocking the lane, though, forcing outside threes, Giannis was able to drive down and force the ball outside. Double teaming Giannis opens up the 3. Giannis had 11 points, 12 rebounds, 13 assists. Dame 25, 5 and 3, and Portis was 27 and 3. That's just what you have to do. You have to give what's given to you in the game. I think tonight's going to be a nice battle between Giannis and Wemby down low. So when I say you got to give what's given to you, I think that's what's going to be given to us tonight, a good low-key, down-low battle. Don't see many of those anymore. I remember Shaq all the time, down low, dominating down low. You don't see that much. Tim Duncan. Jeez, that was a different era of basketball. Now it's all 3-pointers. If the Bucks can, kick it out, have people double team Giannis and kick it out, have success from the 3-point line, they should win tonight. That'll be a great game. Let's see what the line on that is tonight. The line is Bucks are favored by 4.5 points. Over under is 225. Bucks have the money line at -170. So this should be a really good game on ESPN. Don't forget to check this out. I'll be on Twitter live tweeting this. So I'm not really live, but I'll be giving my thoughts out. Let's switch topics. Let's talk about the Brewers. Brewers obviously don't have much money. This isn't going to be a long. I see. 54 minutes it went past. Jeez. Brewers don't have much money. We're not going to be a big spender. Smallest market in the MLB. Maybe Kansas City is comparable, but I think we're smaller than them. So Devin Williams wasn't going to be kept. He wasn't going to be a Brewer past this season. We weren't going to see him in blue and gold past this season. Why let him walk? Corbin Burns, same thing. We let him go, traded him, Orioles. Then he just signed with the Diamondbacks, I think. So that'll be fun to see him down there. But again, we got to face him. So Devin Williams has been one of the best relievers in baseball. I think everyone knows about his changeup, the airbender. I saw some stats today actually on that. 23% swing strike rates. Opponents are batting 139, batting average 223 on base percentage, a 200 slugging percentage. Can't even hit the ball. So he's going to be great for the Yankees as long as he can stay healthy. Only Emmanuel Clase has had a better ERA in the MLB since 2019, 1.67. Devin Williams is at 1.8, I think, 1.83. He won a 2020 Rookie of the Year for us, has 68 saves. Doing some research for this show, I saw he had 60 holds. That was pretty impressive, I thought. He's usually been the closer, but then I remembered he wasn't the closer. Actually, he was a setup guy for a little while. 39.4 strikeout percentage and a 48.1% ground ball rating. Missed about 2/3 of the season last year with injury, but originally when the trade happened, I was not happy. If you follow me on Twitter, on my personal account, I was not a happy guy. I thought the trade, who we acquired down right here, is my personal Twitter that you could follow at Dyhard. I was not happy. I thought the Brewers should have got a lot more. Best reliever in baseball. I just share some statistics with you on that. All we got was I said, all we got is a starting pitcher and then a minor league guy who was in AAA last year. We couldn't get some prospects or something, some guys that we could develop and they'll come up. But as time went on, I really actually like this trade. I think Nestor Cortez, while their salaries are very comparable for the year, I think we're saving $2-3 million, which is nothing, but to the Brewers, that means a lot. Nestor Cortez has actually been a really solid pitcher since 2021 when he made his debut with the Yankees. He has 489 innings, a 3.33 ERA, 25.2 strikeout percentage, and a 6.2 walk percentage. Really has limited walks. Last year, very, very good, 5.5 walk percentage, really didn't walk anyone, 22.8 strikeout percentage, 92 mile per hour four-seamer, which was his career best on that number, and 174 and a third innings. Outside of 2023, when he was dealing with that shoulder strain, 4.97 ERA, he's been a very, very solid pitcher for the Yankees. And he's going to fit in really nicely with the Brewers rotation. Right now, I'm thinking he's going to be the third starter. See how Brandon Woodruff comes back from his injury last year that forced him to miss the whole season. But Freddie Peralta is still going to be our ace. Brandon Woodruff would be number second, and then Nestor Cortez. I'm thinking right now, pitchers and catchers report next month, but I'm thinking right now, starting five is going to round out with Aaron Savale and Tobias Myers. I really like keeping Aaron Ashby in the bullpen. He did a really nice job for us last year in the bullpen, and keep DL Hall down there as well. I think that they could spot start for us if we need it, switch around, but keep them in the bullpen as long relief / middle relief pitchers. We have some prospects to AAA that, you'll hear their names come out in spring training, but just some interesting stats, though, like where I think the Brewers are going to be fine on the bullpen side. So Devin Williams missed 2/3 of last season, yet the Brewers had a 3.11 bullpen ERA, which was second in all of baseball, 3.78 FIP. FIP is a stat that's kind of like an estimated what they should have been at ERA-wise. Not sure exactly how they could figure all of that, but FIP's a good number to see an actual, talent-wise ERA. I like seeing that number, using that number for accuracy purposes to see, where a team actually stands. 8.3 walk percentage, which was 9th, and 15.5 K to walk ratio, which was 10th. Led by Trevor McGill, 2.72 ERA. Joel Payamps, 3.05 ERA, and Brian Hudson, which really came out and stunned me, 1.73 ERA. Now, Caleb Durbin was in AAA last year, 129 WRC plus, which is runs created, weighted runs created, 100's average. So he did a really nice job. What actually impressed me the most is he had 31 stolen bases to 10 home runs and a 12.5% walk ratio compared to 9.9 strikeout ratio. So he's drawing more walks than he's striking out, which is just a valuable tool to have, especially from a middle infielder. He could fill in for Willie Adames, who signed with the Giants, big money. Knew he was going to be gone. So I'm really liking this trade. I think it's going to work out well for the Brewers. I hope they can re-sign Cortez. If not, maybe, trade him at the deadline, get some solid players back. The trade that kind of confused me was this Grant Anderson trade from the Rangers. Grant Anderson allowed 11 home runs, 8.10 ERA, 1.61 WHIP. He offers a slider, a four-seamer, a sinker, and a changeup. Not really sure what the point of this was. I don't see Grant Anderson really making a difference. I don't really want him in the lineup. Yeah, he was in Texas, but now he's coming to Milwaukee. We're a very hitter-friendly ballpark. You allowed 11 home runs in 26 innings. I don't want that. I just don't. Mason Molina was traded back. We designated for assignment Tyler J. You guys probably have no idea who these people are. I had to research who they were when the trade happened. And then I saw Grant Anderson's stats, so I just felt like I should share them and show the public what awfulness he was. He's more of like a quadruple A pitcher, triple A 3-0, 2.93 ERA, 1.3 WHIP, 34 Ks, 27 innings. So, he's good enough for triple A. He's not going to cut it in the majors. I don't really foresee him getting much action, just another arm in case someone gets hurt. Baseball season's ramping up. February, we're going to be pitchers and catchers are going to be reporting. So we got some news coming up. Hopefully the Brewers can maybe sign somebody. Hey, Pete Alonso, come on to Milwaukee. We got like $5 million for you. So hopefully you come join us. That might be enough. I don't know. He's talking Prince Fielder numbers, big, huge numbers right now. Mets are going to be a good team. That's going to be a very good team. Juan Soto, if they get Pete Alonso back, Francisco Lindor, that's going to be a really nice squad out there. I just want to mention something about Badgers women hockey, number one in the nation. They just beat Ohio State on last Thursday, 6-0 in Madison. I mean, just dominated them. Ended up having a tie at Wrigley Field, which was a pretty cool experience for them. Went to Wrigley, played outside, played outdoors. I think that's probably really cool for them just to experience playing outdoors at Wrigley. I know the NHL does an outdoor series game. I think they do a couple now. But they're still number one in the land. Only loss came to Ohio State in November, so they're going to see them again. Just wanted to give a shout out to to the Wisconsin Badgers women's hockey, number one in the nation. Also, I just wanted to say that Marquette. I didn't really capitalize on Marquette too much. I'm actually past an hour already, so been real talkative. But they beat Georgetown last night, a great game, 74-66. They were down 14 in the first half. Ended up pulling out a victory, though. Chase Ross had a career-high 27 points. Stevie Mitchell added 13. David Joplin had 12, and Cam Jones contributed to 11. Marquette's now 14-2 and 5-0 in the Big East. I think Georgetown's 3-1 in the Big East. Marquette's going to play DePaul on January 14th. Hopefully that we could get to the Final Four this season. Last year, I think they lost to Michigan State, I think, in the March Madness bracket. It was disappointing loss. Kolek wasn't himself again when it came down to that. So hopefully this year will be different. Some news I saw too, Sean Jones, after he tore his ACL last year, I think against Butler around this time, January 10th, 9th. They redshirted him, so he'll have another year of eligibility if he wants it. Marquette's ranked 7th. I think that's it for today. I don't really have anything else that I wanted to capitalize on. Do want to say to follow. Make sure everyone follow Wisconsin Whistle IESR on Twitter. That's this show's account. You'll see all Wisconsin sports updates. I share a lot of things. I'll put my thoughts in there. Really is mainly news that I'll share for everyone to stay up to date, retweets, reposts, stuff like that. You can contact me there too. I'll respond. Throw my thoughts out sometimes. I like to keep that more of like a factual, informational spot for this show, along with Wisconsin sports, just strictly Wisconsin sports. You want to see my football opinions, which Sunday I'm pretty popular on here. Follow me at Dyhard, DY though, not DIE, not like the movie. It started with Dyhard baseball fan. Now it just always shortened it. That's what everyone called me. So follow me there. For my personal stuff, Wisconsin Whistle is our this show's Twitter. And then, of course, on below, you'll see X, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, IE Sports Radio. Your host and direct feed for all that is sports. My name is Dan Vachalek. Call me Dyhard, Dan, either or, it doesn't matter. And I am signing off. I will see you every Wednesday from 6 to 7 p.m. Go Bucks, go Pack, go, and go Brewers. Peace.